I have finally finished all the projects I were working on, so I'm going to tell you about those and also plans for what I want to make next. Hello, my name is Bianca and welcome to Weekly Bee. Here I tell you about my slow handmade wardrobe, so if you're into sewing and a little bit of knitting, you have come to the right place. My ruby chicken skirt by Sew Over It is finally done and I can actually wear it out. I want to tell you about what I did with the elastic for the back waistband. Last week I was telling you that I had to unpick the waistband because I top stitched it down without actually putting the elastic in. And because I added a zipper to the side, I couldn't exactly insert the elastic in the back waistband like the pattern said. So what I did do for the one side is I threaded the elastic through, and where the side seam is, I stitched in the ditch to hold the elastic down. But on the other side where the zipper is, there was no ditch to stitch in. It was either the zipper or the seam allowance. And I actually went for hand stitching the elastic to the seam allowance because I didn't think that the top stitching for the zipper was the look that I wanted to go for. Hand stitching the elastic to the seam allowance wasn't exactly easy because I didn't unpick the whole waistband. I only unpicked a little small section, which was roughly about 2 to 3 inches, so I couldn't get my full hand inside. But it turned out okay. The elastic is secure, but it's not the neatest of jobs, let me say. Also around the zipper area, because I had originally overlocked the whole seam, but then unpicked it to insert the zipper, it was hard then to go back and overlock those edges. So I just zigzagged those edges and it looks okay, it will hold up, but it's not, again, the neatest job ever. For the hem, I did a 3.5 inch allowance because I didn't shorten for my height originally. I am 5'2"-ish, and I think the skirt is drafted for a 5.5 or 5.6-ish, so I left that until the end because I didn't exactly know where I wanted my skirts to finish. I'm very pleased that I finally used this chicken African wax print fabric that has been in my stash for about 2-ish years. The only thing that I'm hoping is that the fabric softens up a little bit. Currently the skirt stands out like a tent, which I don't mind, but I would like it to be a little more flowier. I did hear recently that using white vinegar in the wash can help me soften that up, so I actually want to see if I can get some white vinegar, throw it in the washing machine, and hopefully make the skirt a little more flowier. And since the ruby skirt is now finished, I have already chosen what my next project is going to be. So this week I am planning to work on the new look pattern, which is the N6707, which I've actually been planning to make this for about 2 years now. I'm going to be going for view A, which is with the collar, with the ruffles on the collar, and also the cuffed sleeves. I had originally traced out a size 12 based on my bust measurements, but after having a look at other people's makes, a lot of people said that it came out too big. So I've actually sized down 2 sizes down to a size 8. The finished garment measurements for that one is 36.5 inches, and my bust is about a 34. I think 2.5 inches should be just enough space for me to move, and I hope I don't regret it and it comes out too tight. So all the pattern pieces for that blouse is now cut out. I've added the interfacing as well, and I just started last night with doing the pleats. I've actually never pleated anything before, so I'm looking forward to being able to pleat these sleeves and try out a new technique. And now for the never-ending project that has finally come to an end, my purple Gumdrops sweater. I am super excited that it is finally finished. I do not have to work on it anymore. I can just wear it now. And let me tell you, I am not doing more color work changes in knitting for the foreseeable future. When I thought this project up, I didn't exactly think about all the work that was needed to make it a reality. All I had was a vision of this plate print in purple, red, cream, and pink. Anyway, all of that is now behind. The sweater is completely finished. All the ends have been woven in. I have also crocheted down the sleeves, but I've only done it down the middle where the seam joins at the shoulder. So I've just crocheted there down the middle on both sleeves, and that was the end of it. I did not want to crochet anymore. The yarn I used for the sweater came from Wool Warehouse, so I used 1 strand of Yarn Smith's Merino DK Superwash together with 1 strand of Yarn Smith's Kid Mohair Silk. I really like the end feel of the sweater. It's quite soft and it's given it a bit of a fuzz because of the mohair. It was the first time I used mohair and I was very pleased with it, so I will definitely be using it in another project sometime soon. Now, because this sweater is finished and I always like to have a knitting project on the go, I think my next project is going to be another sweater. A while back I test knitted the Alice vest for Rita Made This, which is a sleeveless vest, open at the front, and you tie it at the top with an I-cord. You could also add the optional embroidered flowers, which I did, and I really loved it. So now I want to make up either either a sweater or a cardigan. I'm leaning more towards a sweater in a cream base, but add embroidered flowers in different colors all around it. So I'm thinking colors like orange, pink, green, royal blue. So along those lines, all over the bodice and the sleeves as well. So I want to plan that as my next project. So those are all the projects I was working on this week, as well as plans that I have going forward. In other news, the Sew Blood Pressure 25 sewing challenge on Instagram is roughly 2 weeks away, and I have been finalizing all the sponsors. One very exciting sponsor is Janome, who have kindly gifted us a sewing machine. So if you do want to be in with a chance of winning a sewing machine, or any other prize for that matter, definitely do participate in June. All you have to do for the challenge is sew up a garment that you have been wanting to sew up for the longest of times, like me with my new look sweater, but I'll be doing another project for the challenge. Choose a project that has been on your sewing list for a long time, and a long time for you could be 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years. However long that is, grab that project, get it ready for June. Another optional point for you to participate in the challenge is donating some money to my chosen charity. So I've been trying to raise money for the Blood Pressure UK charity, which is a charity that raises awareness around the dangers of having high blood pressure. So that is optional. I don't want it to stop you from being able to participate in the challenge. That's why I made it optional this year. So to not miss out on the start of the challenge or how you can participate in it, please follow me on Instagram, BeeSilva.create, to be kept in the loop. And if you have already chosen your project for the Sew Blood Pressure 25 sewing challenge, let me know what it is in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more. That's it from me today. Bye for now.